Environmental Protection Agency has released its final report on hydraulic fracturing, or fracking. The result? The EPA found fracking can impact drinking water under some circumstances, contradicting a statement made in a draft report last year that had fracking advocates celebrating. RT Simone Del Rosario explains.
The biggest takeaway from the Environmental Protection Agency's report on hydraulic fracturing is that the practice can impact drinking water at every stage. This finding is in direct conflict to a statement made in its draft report in June of last year that had shocked environmentalists and elated the energy industry. The 2015 draft report said we did not find evidence that these mechanisms, the fracking mechanisms, have led to widespread systematic impacts on drinking water resources in the United States. In the final report, that sentence was scrapped. EPA Science Advisor Thomas Burke said EPA scientists chose not to include that sentence because they concluded it could not be quantitatively supported. Founder and CEO of EcoWatch, Stephanie Spear, is pleased with the change.
We have a long road ahead of us. We need individuals to get engaged and educated on these issues that impact their own health and their community's health.
The final report looked at the 5 stages of fracking, which involves injecting water, chemicals, and sand thousands of feet below the surface to break apart shale formations and unlock oil and natural gas reserves. From acquiring the water that they need to use, mixing it with chemical additives, then injecting the chemical concoction into the ground. They then collect the wastewater that flows out of the injection sites, and finally disposing of or storing that used wastewater. The EPA found that drinking water could be contaminated at each one of these stages, resulting from spills, faulty equipment, improper disposal, and more. It is the most extensive study on fracking to date on an industry that has little regulation and a lot of growth in the United States. Since the year 2000, natural gas production has gone from using fracking nearly 0% of the time to now in 2015, fracking is used for natural gas production 67% of the time. For crude oil, fracking now produces 51% of the millions of barrels produced each and every day in the United States. As the country relies more on the practice, this study aims to clarify its impact when the next president is vowing to reduce regulations on the energy industry. Environmentalists doubt the report will have much of an impact on a Trump administration.
There's a huge difference between the two reports, and clearly it was vitally important that the EPA corrected the report and came out with that final report yesterday.